Oh man, I'm back already. Hey guys, welcome to what I watched in December ranked. So obviously it's December, which usually December's a big month for me because I watch a ton of Christmas movies with my family. So we're gonna have a ton of rewatches. But all of the rewatches pretty much, I just said in my what I watched in December last year in 2023. So I'm not going to be going too in depth on these Christmas movies that I watch every single year and will continue to watch every single year. So bear with me as we get through December. And again, Happy New Year's. It's 2025 as the time of I'm recording this and releasing it. So yeah. Again, sorry I haven't been posting. It's just, motivation, like I said. In November, it's been an all-time low for the YouTube. So yeah, let's just get started with the worst new watch of December. Alrighty, number 11 is going to go to Anyone But You. This was a 2023 release that really just did nothing for me. I didn't even fully watch it. I kind of had my attention on it. I was building a Lego set with my girlfriend while we were watching this movie, and every time I looked up to a scene, I knew everything that was going on. I mean, this is one of the most predictable cliche films I've seen in a while, so it wasn't exactly hard to follow, even though I didn't give it my full attention. But I'm not going to give a crazy in-depth review. All I'm saying is that I want Glen Powell to do an actual movie where he is not playing Glen Powell, this hot stud. I want him to do a serious role where he needs to actually act. So, because I think he has a lot of talent and potential. I want to see him do better movies. He's getting the Miles Teller treatment, but at least Miles Teller has Whiplash under his name, okay? Anyways, that's my rant about Glen Powell. Yes, it's whatever. Anyone But You. Next. Number 10, Wicked. Sorry, Wicked fans. I know there are so many of you, and I just, there's a lot of movies out there that I don't love as much as other people, but I understand. I understand why so many people can love them. Except for this and then Howl's Moving Castle. Those are the two movies that these are the two movies I don't understand the love for at all. I don't get it. I don't know why everyone loves Wicked so much. It completely just, it does The Wizard of Oz such a disservice in my eyes, and I haven't seen the musical, so maybe this is more towards the musical, because the main issues I have with Wicked is the story itself. I think giving the evil Wicked Witch a sympathetic backstory just completely tones her entire character down in The Wizard of Oz. I loved her so much in The Wizard of Oz as this evil witch who, no sympathy, but now she has to have a sympathetic backstory. She was bullied, and Glinda was actually the wicked one because she was, the Regina George or whatever of her high school. It's just bro, why you gotta do that? Just let The Wizard of Oz be, bro. Now, I do think Cynthia Erivo, she does do good here. Her performance is great. I think Ariana Grande was a little bit on the iffy side. Her performance was all right. I think she's getting incredibly overpraised, in my opinion. And the music is so mediocre, bro. It is so I was praying that there would be some boner jams in here, and there just weren't. There were not anything that I was just drawn to with the music. This was just an incredibly fine movie. I'm speaking so negatively about it right now, but that's just because I have many personal issues with it. But it's not a bad okay. I didn't like it, but it's not a horribly made film, if you get what I'm saying. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Bottom line. So those are my issues with Wicked. That, hate me all you want, I don't care. Alrighty, then at number 9 we have Love Lies Bleeding. This is another 2024 release. It's an A24, and it's this little horror movie, I guess. It's kind of horror movie, not really. I don't really know what genre this is, but honestly a very forgettable watch. This was an incredibly mid movie in my eyes. was kind of just your typical A24 experience where there's just super surreal, visceral colors that just draw you into the shots and the looks. And then there's just a lot of weird, unexpected things that happen, especially towards the end of this movie. Like, what? However, every single character pissed me off beyond belief in this movie, except for Lou. Lou was great. Kirsten Dunst did do really good here, but man, this movie just fell like flat for me in a lot of areas. But again, it is not the worst thing. It has fun moments. Anytime Lou is like the central thing on screen, I was having a good time. Unfortunately, it is just dragged down by the other character, the other main character. I don't know her name because she pissed me off beyond belief in this movie. But yeah, just a weird, kind of forgettable little A24 movie. It's not the worst thing, but it's just not great. All right, number 8 is Challengers. This is another 2024 movie. Yes, yeah, I was starting to grind them out a little bit, but more so in January. Like we're 5 days into January, and I've watched like 8 or 9 2024 movies. Anyways, yeah, this Challengers, overrated. I really thought I was gonna love this one. From what I was hearing about it, I thought I would like it a lot more than I did. Now again, I liked it. This is a good movie. Just, wow, a very frustrating watch. I really just don't really tend to like movies where a lot of the characters just are super unlikable in like the worst ways. And then, you know, the only exceptions I can think of that are Alexander Payne movies where he is able to make the unlikable characters likable and entertaining. This movie didn't do that for me. I thought the performances were good. I mean, there was nothing here that really wowed me, in my opinion. I mean, it was shot really well. Like a lot of the tennis matches are shot beautifully and super like creatively. Really liked all that stuff, and it's, you know, it looks good. The score is good, but I don't know. It was just kind of a decent watch. Like story-wise, it wasn't anything like that crazy. I mean, it was good. Again, all around like a good movie. Like this is probably the biggest like 7 out of 10 I have ever seen in my life. Like this is just the 7 out of 10 of the year, if there ever was one, in my opinion. I just don't get the hype. Like a lot of people are like, this is like one of the best movies of the year. No, it's not. All right, number 7, we're gonna be giving it to The Notebook. This is, believe it or not, my first watch of this movie. I can't believe that I've gone this long without seeing it, seeing as it is one of my sister's favorite, and apparently every single girl loves this movie, so, you know, surprised I haven't seen it until now. But yeah, this one was a lot better than I thought it would be. Ryan Gosling is, you know, great as always. I also really enjoyed Rachel McAdams in this one. Really sucks that I heard that they really hated each other on set, which really stinks. But yeah, just a lot of great moments here and there. Really great ending, you know. It's predictable. Like, I literally knew everything that was going to happen right as the movie started. I was like, okay, this is what's going on. But yeah, really great stuff here. I do really like it. Yeah, I mean, it's The Notebook. It's The Notebook. Number 6 is going to go to Conclave. This was a bit of a surprise for me. I didn't expect to love this one, and I didn't really love it. But I did have a great time with it. I thought it was great. Of course, anything with Ralph Fiennes is going to be a win in my book because I love Ralph Fiennes and everything he does. I mean, I literally have Budapest on my wall, so of course I'm going to love it. But yeah, it's, you know, a rather slow burn of a movie, but slow burn in the way that I was never bored while watching this. This is just a very slow movie, but I was never bored either. It's paced really well. Just an entertaining watch full of surprises and great performances and, you know, great screenplay. It did just win the Golden Globe for Best Screenplay, which, you know, a real pain might have been my choice, but that's besides the point. I enjoyed this one. It's great. Alrighty, number 5, High and Low. Yes, it is that time I finally get into Akira Kurosawa's filmography. I watched 2 of his this month, and obviously the other one is going to be higher on this list. High and Low, however, is the 5th highest rated film of all time on Letterboxd, and well, I really liked it. It was great. But it wasn't the best thing in the world, okay? It really wasn't. Mainly it's just because I really loved the first hour and a half. Like, the first hour and a half was amazing. Like, really amazing stuff in the first hour and a half. It's really intense. It is engaging. The performances are really great. The way the story is progressing and making you question everything, like all the minute details all add up. And then that last hour completely drops the ball for me. Like, it's still good. Like, it is still a good watch for that final hour. But man, it really does just feel like a watered down, like, Memories of Murder, in my opinion, or Zodiac even. So I really just preferred everything going on in the first hour and a half, and I didn't love the second hour. I'm sorry. Still a great movie, obviously, but not my favorite of all time. I am sorry. All right, number 4 is going to be Problemista. This is a incredible film debut. Incredible. I cannot believe this is a debut because it has so much creative liberty. It is so creative. It is made so uniquely, and it was just a blast from beginning to end. And I cannot believe this is not getting like more hype because I thought it was incredible. I loved everything about this movie. It's just such a great story about dreams and passions and love, and it worked really well for me. I am really glad that it is like the people who are watching this movie, I'm really glad that they're all seeming to really enjoy it. A lot of people are really enjoying this movie, and that warms my heart because I think this should get more attention, because I think not only is it possibly my favorite Tilda Swinton performance, but it's just so much fun from beginning to end, has great emotional beats, has an incredible ending, and I really just love this thing from top to bottom. Number 4 is going to be Kinds of Kindness. This one completely took me by storm. Wow, I originally gave it a 4. Bumped that thing up after a day of thinking about it because I couldn't get this movie out of my mind. I am a massive Yorgos Lanthimos fan. I love Yorgos Lanthimos and everything he does. His worst film, I still give a 4 out of 5, so... And this is just like, it's so good, and Jesse Plemons was nominated for a Golden Globe, so that just goes to show that Yorgos can really do anything and still get award recognition, which I am in love with. This movie it's an anthology, which might turn off some people, but it didn't detract me from the film at any point, because it's, 3 little short movies that all kind of intertwined by the end with like a central theme, which I really enjoy, all having the same actors and actresses, which is again something I'm really fond of, really did numbers for me. And each story was really engaging in my opinion. I loved the first one, I loved the second one probably the most, and I really enjoyed the third as well. It's just, everyone gives an incredible performance. Obviously, the standout being Jesse Plemons absolutely carrying everything in this movie. But of course, Emma Stone also does an incredible job here. This is just a fantastic movie that I cannot stop thinking about, and I loved it a lot. Number 2 is going to be Mad Max Fury Road. Man, my whole life, everyone's like, Brady, oh my God, you gotta watch Mad Max Fury Road. It's so amazing. And I'd always be like, I'm not an action guy. And, it just doesn't look like it'd be my thing. You wanna know past Brady? No, this movie, wow. You guys weren't wrong, man. This movie was incredible. The only reason it's not a 5 is because, yeah, maybe the first 45 minutes is literally pretty much just driving and explosions, which, still super cool, but, it is really only in that second hour do you get the story-driven stuff, which I found to be easily my favorite parts of the movie. That final hour, like, dude, everyone does incredible here. Tom Hardy gives this super quiet, super cool performance. It's just like everything he does, you're just like, hell yeah. Charlize Theron does incredible here as Furiosa. And of course, we have the new movie Furiosa, which I will be talking about in my January video, and also probably my top 10 movies of 2024 video. But yeah, she does great here. But dude, Honestly, for me, the standout performance here was Nicholas Hoult. Oh my god. Everything he says and does in this movie was just so enjoyable, so entertaining, so funny. And then, dude, that ending with him was so amazing. He was easily probably my favorite part of this movie, the more I think about it. This movie is just badass. It is gorgeous. The cinematography, the score, it is all there. It is Mad Max Fury Road. Everybody freaking loves it. There's not much more I need to say. And number 1 is Seven Samurai. Akira Kurosawa came through with this one. I might not have been the biggest high and low fan in terms of I think it's the greatest thing ever made, but yes, when I see things having Seven Samurai in the top spots, I'll give you that. This movie is pretty freaking perfect, man. For 3.5 hours, there are tons of like 2-hour movies that feel longer than this. And I watched this movie at like I started it at like 1 a.m. or like 12:30 a.m. and was never tired. I watched this thing with a smile on my face from start to finish. I loved it. Masterwork of, you know, the filmmaking. I mean, I watched someone dissect the first 8 minutes of the movie talking about how good it is made, how well it is made, and it's just like, oh, every single one of the samurai, maybe apart from like one, has a very distinct personality that you really care for by the end of the movie, and it's so good. Man, this movie rules. It is badass. It is touching. It is emotional. It is funny. This movie is hilarious, by the way. There are tons of moments where I was laughing in my chair out loud. This is just an incredible film. It's Seven Samurai. There really isn't much more I need to say about it other than it's incredible with everything it's doing. And that is the new watches. That was pretty long. That was 20 minutes of me talking only of the new watches, and we still have a ton of rewatches to go through. So let's hop to them. Again, I'm not going to be talking much about them, so let's just get started. All right, 15, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. A little Christmas short, really enjoyable. There's a really good banger track in here that I really like. It's like, even a miracle needs a hand. It's good stuff. Next, number 14 is gonna be we're gonna give it to Frosty Returns. This is the sequel to Frosty the Snowman. It's super funny. It has so many funny moments that just has me geeked. So I really like that one. Number 13 is going to go to Frosty the Snowman, just the original. It obviously hasn't aged that well, but it's still a fun time. It's Frosty the Snowman. All right, number 12 is going to be A Year Without a Santa Claus. This is another one of those classic, Baskin productions that I really love this one, the Miser Brothers Carrie. Next up, number 11, don't get mad at me, but we're gonna go with Elf. I do love this movie. Obviously, we're at 4 out of 5s already, so I love it. Will Ferrell is hilarious. There's so many moments in here that are like some of my favorite comedic scenes, like the angry elf scene. Hysterical, let's be real. Number 10 is gonna go to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah, again, absolutely hilarious movie. It's a tradition. I love it so much. It's great. So many great one-liners. My favorite is probably he worked really hard on it, Grandma. So do washing machines. I mean, good Lord, how do you can't get much funnier than that. This movie is incredible. Chevy Chase, great movie. Number 9 is gonna go to Better Watch Out. This is a Christmas horror movie that I watched years ago, and yeah, I rewatched it this year, and this movie rules, bro. It is creative, it is twist and turn heavy, it is well acted and performed, well written, well shot. Really incredible horror movie here with some shocking moments that will just floor you. I really enjoyed this. Definitely go check it out. This is an underrated gem in my eyes. Number 8 is gonna be Santa Claus is Coming to Town, another little Baskin production. Burgermeister Meisterburger is one of the best villains of all time, let's be real, but this is just a really fun little origin story. Super cute, super charming, super funny. Love this one a lot. Number 7 is gonna go to A Charlie Brown Christmas. This is it. Charlie Brown Christmas. It's like amazing. Like, there's no need to be said. Super wholesome, super funny, super heartwarming. And yeah, it's great. Number 6 is gonna go to Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. I did not watch Twice Upon this year, which I'm a little upset about, but it's all right. Twice Upon Christmas is not as good as the first either way, but Once Upon a Christmas, it's like an anthology, 3 little short films, and I love each and every one of them. It's such a funny movie, and man, this one is one of my all-time favorites in the Christmas category, yeah. Number 5 is gonna go to A Mickey's Christmas Carol. This is obviously the Mickey Mouse version of A Christmas Carol, which in and of itself, the Christmas Carol story is, I think, one of the best told stories of all time, where it's just like really good narrative and with a really good theme. And I think it done with Mickey characters is so much fun. And the way that Scrooge yells spirits constantly, spirits, I think it's really satisfying. I really love watching this one, super good. Number 4 is gonna go to How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one. I can't help but love this movie. I'm sorry, I know there are some people who despise this, but I'm not one of them. I think it is hysterical. Jim Carrey, this is one of my favorite comedic performances of all time, if you ask me. It's just so funny. It's mean-spirited like the Grinch should be. It's incredible. I love it. Number 3 is gonna be The Holdovers. I've talked about this movie many times before. Watch my top 10 movies of 2023. This was my number 1 pick. It still remains that way to this day. Holdovers is one of my favorite movies of all time. All the 3 leading performers here do an incredible job, especially Dominic Sessa, who I strongly believe to be the best supporting actor performance of the decade. Let's be real here. And he was robbed of a nomination at the very least last year. But yeah, Holdovers, Alexander Payne is able to make all 3 of these characters work, and just you're able to sympathize with them even if they are bad people. Looking at you, Dominic Sessa, but you still love it, and this movie is incredible, and I love it. Number 2, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is my second favorite movie of all time. Man, this is the 9th time I have talked about this movie on this channel. Literally find it in any other video. It is, I'm always talking about this damn movie. There's nothing more I need to say. Number 1, It's a Wonderful Life. This is my favorite movie of all time. We watch it every year. In fact, I watched it twice this year. I watched it Christmas Eve with my family, and then I watched it on Christmas with my girlfriend, and that was amazing. And yeah, this is still my favorite movie of all time. Jimmy Stewart gives my favorite performance of all time. Donna Reed is absolutely incredible as well as Mary. The movie is shot really well for the 40s. It looks really good. Capra uses all these really incredible close-ups to really draw in emotion in some scenes. Potter is such a silly villain, and everything he says has me laughing, but he's such a despicable person as well that you just love to hate him. And this movie just nails everything. It is the best final act of all time. It had me crying like a big old baby, is what I'm trying to say. It had me crying this year like a big old baby. So yeah, that is what I watched in December ranked. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to. Of course, I'm not your dad. I don't care what you do. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, or whenever you're freaking watching this. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, we're going to be talking about the top 10 worst movies of 2024. Peace.